Are you sleep deprived? Are you becoming a night owl? After getting 8 or 9 hours of sleep, you still feel lack of energy. Are you suffering from any sleep disorders? If you have these questions in your mind, let's try to answer them in today's video and understand the psychology of sleep.
My name is Anmol. I'm a mental health practitioner, counselor, psychologist, career coach, life coach, and life skills trainer. I'm here to share my insights and learnings with you to tackle life challenges and attain your highest potential. Let's create balance in your life.
Hi everyone, I hope all of you are doing great. Welcome to my channel Ask Life with Anmol, where we try to create balance in your life and understand about the world of psychology. The topic that we have chosen today is to understand the psychology of sleep. If you ask people today, the biggest problem that they are having is insomnia, that is difficulty to sleep. Or people today are having high level of stress level that deviates their sleep patterns. Most of the people around us are doing that night shifts that is disturbing their sleep cycle. And there are many other health issues, whether it is physical health or mental health, because of lack of sleep. So in today's video, we will be understanding what actually is sleep and how is it useful for our mental and physical rejuvenation. We'll understand the different cycles of sleep. We'll also understand what are the different types of sleep, sleep with dreams and sleep without dreams. And we will also understand what are the psychological sleep disorders that are faced and what are their major causes. And lastly, we will give you some remedies to remove all these sleep disorders and have a mindful sleep every day so that you have a better physical and mental health. So stay till the end. Now let's first try to understand what is sleep. Sleep comes under a biological process. Also, an umbrella term used for these processes is known as circadian rhythm. So for example, heartbeats, breathing and sleep, they all must be repeated within 24 hours. So it's a natural circadian rhythm of our body. Secondly, there are 4 components related to sleep. First component is memory consolidation. If you remember your school days, your parents and teachers used to tell you that you should sleep before the examination. So having a good sleep helps you convert your memory into long-term memory. So that's the first function of a sound sleep. Second is emotional regulation. If you are feeling stressed, then sleep helps you to regulate those emotions of yours. It helps you to balance your mood and stress level. Third is physical restoration. We all have known to us that when we go for a physical exercise, if you go on a trek, if you go in a gym, then after that physical exercise, we have a very sound sleep, because we tax our body. On the other way around, if it is a very monotonous day, you're sitting at a place, you will feel there is a discomfort when you sleep. Third component of sleep is physical restoration. And last but not the least, the fourth component is cognitive processing. So if you don't sleep the whole night and tomorrow is your examination, tomorrow is your working day, you are not able to concentrate, you lose your focus. So getting good sound sleep enhances problem solving and decision making process. According to psychology, there are 2 main types of sleep. First type of sleep is called non-rapid eye movement and second type of sleep is called rapid eye movement. Now this nomenclature is based upon the rapid eye movement. So if you have noticed, when you in a dream state, that means you increase the movement of your eyes. That's the rapid eye movement sleep. But when you are in a deep sleep, the movement of your eyes reduces. That's how this nomenclature is given. Now let's try to first understand the deep sleep cycle. That is the first stage of non-rapid eye movement sleep. So in the non-rapid eye movement, the first stage is a stage when we move from wakefulness to the sleep stage. It may take from 5 to 10 minutes in a normal human being. Then comes stage 2. In stage 2, your body temperature reduces, your heart rate reduces, your blood pressure reduces, and your body gets ready for a deep stage of sleep. So all these is coming under your non-rapid eye movement sleep, as well as the brain waves get slowed down in the second stage of non-rapid eye movement sleep. Then comes the stage of deep sleep, which is the third and the fourth stage. There is physical restoration, tissue growth, and immune system strengthening, which happens during these third and fourth stage of non-rapid eye movement. Then comes the stage of rapid eye movement sleep. Now, non-rapid eye movement takes around 75 to 80% of the sleep that we have in a day. So if you are sleeping 8 hours a day, 5 to 6 hours is your non-rapid eye movement sleep. That's a deep sleep. 25 to 20% is your rapid eye movement sleep. It's a sleep where we see dreams, after having a deep sleep. It is better for your memory reconciliation. It is also helps in emotional regulation and enhances your creativity. Now, let's try to understand the concept of rapid eye movement sleep. It's a very active type of sleep for a person's dreaming take place, where non-REM sleep is much more deeper and restful sleep. Now you must be wondering why there are two kinds of sleep. Why can't we have one type of sleep? You need to understand the non-rapid eye movement is for your body and rapid eye movement is for your brain and emotions. So if you are having a highly taxing day, exhaustive day, you have done a lot of workout, right? Your body is exhausted, then you need non-rapid eye movement sleep. But if you are very stressful, you got angry, somebody shouted at you, then you need rapid eye movement sleep where dream occurs. So let's talk about dreams. So if you have had a dream where you got punishment from your teacher, in your dreams you might feel crying, you might see you are shouting at the teacher, right? So you are able to balance your emotions and needs in the rapid eye movement. That's why dreams happen in the rapid eye movement sleep. So in today's world, we are living in a very stressful world. So in today's world, the lives are very stressful. We want more rapid eye movement sleep, which we are not getting. That's why we feel that kind of lack of energy when we even have a sleep of 8 hours. Because all your mobile phones, if you watch your social media, if you watch your YouTube and other platforms, are catering to your stress levels. They are giving you radiations. You're not able to sleep, then you disturb your sleep cycle. Then in 6 hours of sleep, either you will get the rapid eye movement or you will get the non-rapid eye movement sleep. So that balance is disturbed. That's why you don't feel rejuvenated even after getting good amount of sleep. Now let's understand what are some sleep psychological disorders that you might have if you are not getting the right amount of sleep. The first disorder and the most popular disorder is insomnia. Insomnia is difficulty to feel asleep. So for example, insomnia can be physical also and it can be psychological also. If you have noticed, when you are physically exhausted, let's say you are going on a trek, you have run or got on a track for 12 kilometers, 14 kilometers, then you are so exhausted, your body is in pain that you are not able to sleep. That is physical insomnia. Second is psychological insomnia. If you are going through a breakup, if your results are there, you are preparing for your examination, right? Or if there is a major event, then also there's a lot of stress. You overthink a lot. That leads to psychological insomnia. So that is our first order. That's our first sleep disorder, insomnia, which can happen at physical level also and at psychological level also. The next disorder is called sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a disorder when people don't breathe for 30 seconds or more, and that is complemented by a sound. And people mostly confuse sleep apnea with snoring. Now, snoring is very normal when you are having cold and cough, when your nose is blocked. But if you are snoring continuously without any condition, that leads to sleep apnea. People generally don't wake when they stop breathing for those 30 seconds or 1 minute, but it leads to hampered sleep cycle. Some of the studies have shown that sleep apnea leads to heart diseases and higher stress level. People most of the time feel sleepy during the daytime who suffer from sleep apnea. People also who have excess weight or obese also suffer from sleep apnea. Sleep apnea can be cured from devices. If you have seen some strips which people stick on their nose, that reduces the chances of sleep apnea. The third sleep disorder is called narcolepsy. Now, narcolepsy is a genetic disorder in which a person gets REM attacks in the daytime. REM, again I am repeating, is rapid eye movement sleep, and people feel drowsy. They get these REM attacks, they feel sleepy during the daytime. You might know some people who doze off instantaneously during their work, right? So it is very dangerous if you are working in a factory, if you are driving or doing anything, because if you have these attacks repeatedly, it might hamper your daily life. So that is narcolepsy, when you get rapid eye movement attacks and you fall asleep throughout the day, multiple times. The next disorder that we have is nightmares or night terrors. Now, this disorder of sleep is related to your past. If you had a breakup, if you're coming from a war, if you had a miscarriage, there is a stressful situation related to it. You might have dreams about it again and again every day. And you might wake up, you might feel breathlessness, you might feel sweaty, right? And you might feel a loss of breath when you wake up. That is related to nightmares and night terrors. So to solve this issue, you should always take therapy or medications, because it is related to your past trauma and anxiety disorders. The last sleep disorder is also called sleepwalking. Now, sleepwalking is unconscious movement during your non-rapid eye movement sleep. So you might have heard different people do sleepwalking. They do certain gestures during sleep, and when they wake up, they don't remember anything. Now, sleepwalking happens because of some stressful situations. So please understand your stressors to stop this disorder of sleepwalking. You can consult a psychiatrist or psychologist for the same. Increased chances of sleepwalking sometimes leads to higher level of mental disorders, and they can harm themselves and the other people living with them. Now let's try to understand how you can remove those disorders that we discussed just now and have a healthy sleep cycle. Let me give you some situations and psychologically tested techniques which will help you to have better sleep. First of all, don't go to sleep when you are not feeling sleepy. So most of the time we don't sleepy, but we stick in our bed. We can do multiple things. We can watch movies, we can do eating, anything that you are doing apart from sleep deviates you from the sleep. Use your area of sleep only for sleeping. So most of us have this habit that we read, we work, we eat food on our bed. That means you are associating your mind to do some conscious activities in place of sleep. And when you go to sleep, now your mind remembers, on this particular place, let's say your bed, I was eating, you're working. So your mind was consciously aware. You cannot have that deep sleep when you relate those objects to your other components. So always use your sleep area only for sleep and nothing else. Next is, don't try too hard to get sleep. Don't look at your watch, am I getting 8 hours of sleep, am I getting 9 hours of sleep? So you will see many people, and these overthinking leads to reduced level of sleep. Don't take any kind of sleeping pills until and unless they are medicated, or any kind of nicotine or caffeine when you go to sleep. It disturbs your sleep cycle and increase your wakeful state. Avoid having screens before you go to sleep. So before going to sleep, don't use mobile phones or tablets or computers, right? Most of us have this habit of watching YouTube videos, shorts, scrolling through Instagram reels, etc., and then going to sleep. So kindly refrain from blue screen because that leads to other disorders that we discussed, like insomnia and maintaining sleep. Keep the bedroom dark, cool and quiet. That is there. Don't overeat or have excessive oily food or spicy food before going to sleep. That might reduce your chances and increase your bloating process, right? If you have eaten anything heavy after a function or a party, try having a brisk 30 to 25 minutes walk before you go to sleep. Avoid having fights or clashes before going to sleep, because that would enhance your stress levels. So if you're having fights with your partner or your parents or your close one with your friends, try to mellow it down and try to reschedule the fight or postpone the thought of the fight to the next day. Then you can also practice some relaxation techniques like deep breathing, any meditation activity before going to sleep. Just 5 to 10 minutes is enough. One more practice that people do is journaling. 5 things you are grateful for that particular day. 5 things you learned that day. 5 people you want to thank that day. So any journaling, you can write down your emotions, you can create an emotional scale 1 to 10 like I shown in the screen. So all these activities you can do for having a deep sleep, and that will refrain you from having all the psychological sleep disorders that we discussed in this video. That was the video about the psychology of sleep. I hope you understood the different types of sleep disorders, and how to maintain a healthy sleep cycle. At the end, I just want to conclude that sleep is very important for us. It's a rejuvenating mechanism that is created for us, for our body. It helps you at emotional level, it helps you at the physical level. So kindly practice all the techniques that we discussed today. Share this video with your friends and family members who are facing issues with their sleep, or they are having high stress level and overthinking when they sleep. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to my channel Ask Life with Anmol to create balance in your life. Keep growing.